Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast with me, Maddie B. I think I used to say that, and I'm probably going to continue saying it at random times. But I have a new microphone set up, kind of. I already had all of this stuff, so I'm just trying like different setups to see what I think feels the best. Um, but we'll see. I'm not sure how it's going to sound or look really in post production, but we'll see. We're trying not to be perfectionists here. I'm just trying to like see what's happening with the microphone setup because it's just me here. It's just me. It's all I can do. I don't know anything. People always assume that because I like do stuff online that I know anything about computers, anything about microphones. Like if you ask me what type of microphone is good, like I just picked, this is like one of like the cheap good ones I think that I picked. I don't even know, it's like called a snowball because it looks like a snowball. That's how I know what kind it is. But I really don't know anything about it unless it's something like that I specifically need to know about for a specific thing that I'm working on. I don't know. The most stressful thing to me is like storage stuff. Like if you know what I mean, then you know what I mean. Like storage stuff. Like when I run out of storage, I'm like, what do I do? And like the cloud on my phone, like, what is that? What is that? I don't know. But I know like really specific, like niche things on like Final Cut Pro or editing software. But I don't know like basic stuff. So anyway, but, I was in the car the other day and sometimes I will, this is like, I don't know if this is like embarrassing or what, but sometimes I'll go to YouTube. Instead of listening to music, I will go to YouTube and I will type in blank song karaoke. Okay, I will do it sometimes. Car. And I'll just like sing a song in my car, like the karaoke version. And it's bad. It's like really, really bad. But it's really my only safe space because, apartment living, you can't really do that to your heart's content. And those of us that did it, y'all know, like on your computer when like everyone would leave the house, you'd like type in karaoke, Kelly Clarkson, Hazel Eyes karaoke, or it would be a lot of like Demi Lovato songs on my end, and it was just a fun time. It was just like me time, like I would always want to put on a performance for no one. And it's sometimes like just the music isn't good enough. Like I want to hear myself. Sometimes like I want to raise my yaw. And I have done it with people in the car before. So it's not like, oh, this is like something that I only do by myself. But I've done it in the car with people. And like, I've got to say, like, I think they were impressed. Like, I really do think they were impressed. Because especially with that one Charlie Puth song, like people get impressed by that song, like like I know how to do it. The one thing about me is that like I can't really sing very well. I'd say about 1 to 10, I'd say about a 4. 1 being like just tone deaf. That one girl that I was in my chorus class, love you girl, love you so much, she was so sweet, But she stood right behind me and she was tone deaf. But I loved her so much. And one being that, I'll say one. I won't say zero for her because she could sing, she was physically able to sing. So that's a one for her. But, and then 10 being Celine Dion. I'm about a 4. I would say I'm not even a 4. Me being that close to Celine Dion number is kind of crazy. But what was I even getting to? I'm not even that great of a singer, but one thing that I feel like I'm pretty good at is when I listen to a song and I'm singing along with it, I can transform my voice to the singer's voice. And that's how I am therein able to sing it a little bit better, because I can kind of do their voice. So if I had to sing a song that I wrote, or that was my own song, I wouldn't know where to start. I'd be okay, so do y'all want Casey Musgraves? Y'all want a little bit of Charlie Puth? Who do y'all want me to sound like? Y'all want me to sound like Maroon 5? I'm pretty good at Adam Levine too. I'm pretty good. Or Britney Spears. I can transform my voice, really. I don't do it. I don't know how I even knew that I could do that. I feel like everyone can do it, but in school, I don't remember when it was, but I think it was PE one day. I started singing. I was oh, baby, baby. See, I can't do it now. I can't do it because you're watching. But I remember, that was a memorable moment for me. My friend was hey, girl, do it again. You sound just like Britney. When that probably was not even true. But, yeah, I just love karaoke. And I would love to go to one of those karaoke places, not karaoke in a bar or restaurant or something, but those places where it's a room and you can rent it out, I think, for a certain amount of time, and all you do is sing karaoke. That would be so fun because you're in a safe space, because I'm not getting up on that stage, I'm not doing it. But if you're in a safe space with people I feel like that would be so fun. But there's not anything like that around here, I don't think. But that would be a fun, birthday idea. It'd be me and, my mom and, and, my one friend and my sister. So it'd be hey. So, anyway, so I love karaoke. So I guess we have to talk about this. I really honestly didn't even want to talk about it because every single person's aunt's mother's cousin is talking about this. TikTok. When you're listening to this, you may know what has happened to TikTok by now, and that's kind of scary. But as of now, it's supposed to be getting banned in the United States. But I think I'm just okay. I'm okay with it either way, really. Also, TikTok, it has been said so many times, TikTok's getting banned tomorrow, and then it never happens. So, I kind of have trouble believing it. But this time it's serious. We've got Congress involved. I don't even know who's involved. But it's the people that I do feel for are the people that make their living off of TikTok. And I think that's actually quite a few people. A lot of the people that I follow, I think their main thing is TikTok. And people that have businesses, small businesses, and they get a lot of their business from TikTok. Like, I feel for those people. But otherwise, there are upsides to it too. Like, I don't need to watch this much TikTok. It would probably be a good, like, detox, but, like, kind of forced upon us. Like, the thing that I think I'm going to miss the most is, like, sending people TikToks and, like, group chats on TikTok. Because I feel like that connected me to more people than otherwise. Like, there are people that you talk to on TikTok that you probably wouldn't talk to otherwise. Or that it's just like a community, like your little like group of people. I don't know. I'm going to kind of miss that part of it. Me, like, I don't make much money at all on TikTok, so it's not going to affect me really at all in that way. But I get, yeah, like the influencers on there that became popular on there and are still over there. The hard part for them, I think, is it's really hard to get an audience to move from TikTok to like YouTube or to like Instagram or something. And I feel like that's what those people are going to have a hard time doing. But it can be done. It really can. Like, if you have something like of substance to give those people on other platforms, then I think people can do well. And if people like, if you've kind of like made a name for yourself and it's not just like viral videos and stuff, then I think people will tune into your other things. Because there are plenty of people that I've followed on TikTok that I went and followed on Instagram, or like I follow on YouTube and stuff. So I think it's possible though. So those are the people that I kind of feel for. But one of the downsides that TikTok has given me, I think would be nice to like get a break from. Like, even if it doesn't get deleted, I feel like I just need to take a break from TikTok. And I have done it, and it did help. So I probably should do it again. But I think subconsciously, I started thinking everything I was doing was wrong. Like, I thought, I don't know, like literally everything. Like, if I washed my face a certain way, or if I did my hair a certain way, or my makeup, then I would see a TikTok and they'd be like, this is the only correct way to do it. You have to if you're not doing it this way, then you're not doing it right. If you're not putting your makeup on this exact way, you're not doing it right. And it's like, and then like 40 different people are saying that their specific way is the right way. And so, like, I think I subconsciously was like, okay, so am I just doing everything wrong actually? Am I just like actually doing everything wrong? But I can't do what each of these people are doing. Like, how am I supposed to choose what the right way is? It was stuff like that I think I was just getting overwhelmed with. And you can actually just like turn your phone off and you don't have to deal with that. But it is a little bit of, I wouldn't say I'm addicted to it, but there is, it's teetering that line, or it has in the past, to where it's just, we've all talked about social media addiction. We don't have to talk about it anymore. But with TikTok, I'm not like as worried about it, I guess, because we've been through it with Vine before. Vine was pretty similar to TikTok. Like, it was more similar than I think people think, because people were making money on there. There were like sponsorships. It wasn't, I don't think the videos were monetized, but it was pretty similar, and it just kind of like stopped. I don't remember if we got like a warning. I think we did, because I think I have on one of my old computers all of my old Vines, which no computer space needs to be taken up with that. But I did save it, I believe, or at least a lot of them. But with TikTok, I'm not saving any of my TikToks. I don't think there is one TikTok that I have made that I'm like, this needs to stay here. I need to download this onto my laptop or phone. Also, I don't have enough space. That's a space issue. Like, I don't want to have to deal with it, honestly. But that's really it. I don't, like, I think something else will probably come around. But also, it may not even get banned or whatever. So, I don't know. So, but it's going to be okay either way. There are people that are like, this is the end of the world, which for some people, it really depends on who it is. But if you're just like a consumer and like a person that, you know, posts sometimes like me, then it's not really that dramatic. I don't know. But there are people that are like, this app changed my life. And I'm like, whoa, I've never had an app change my life. But okay. But I get it. There are people that it actually did. But I feel like too many people are saying that it changed their life. Also, okay, this is the last thing I'm going to say about TikTok. The one thing that really has been a peeve of mine about TikTok, which I know I'll miss her when she's gone, but like, one of my peeves about TikTok is the over dramatization of language on TikTok. Everything is like turned up to 11. It's like, this changed my life. Just everything is just so dramatic and almost like, I don't know, it's like, I wouldn't say performative. I mean, there are things that are performative, but it's like, I don't know, I guess that's just what it is, and it's in so many different ways, but I can't think of a specific one right now. I guess when people say stuff like that, or when people give their pretty basic opinion or like a common opinion and they act like this is just life-changing, world-shattering information when it's really not. Everything's just so heightened, and it kind of, I feel like it makes people feel like, oh, everything needs to be like heightened and dramatic, when it's really not. It's really not that dramatic most of the time. So I don't know if that makes sense, but that is one of my peeves. Switching gears by a lot, because this movie is from 1960. I watched the movie Spartacus. Yeah, I was like, I need a detox. Let's watch an old Stanley Kubrick movie. So Spartacus, it's like 3.5 hours long. So of course I had to watch it in chunks. I did not watch it in one sitting. I think the last time I watched I think it was 3.5 hours, 3.5 hour long movie was Killers of the Flower Moon. And I think I watched that. I think that was in 2 sittings too. So I don't know if I've ever watched a 3.5 hour long movie in one sitting, because it's a lot. It really is. But I thought it was really good. I did not expect to cry at the end. Something about like Stanley Kubrick movies. I've seen like quite a few of his movies. And it's like I don't know, there's something like so real about it. I don't know, like me acted like I'm the first person to like Stanley Kubrick movies. But I didn't know really anything about it at all. But it's basically just The Gladiator. If you've seen The Gladiator, then it's pretty similar. Well, it's like based on the same thing. Like they are gladiators in Spartacus. But I was like, wait, because I thought The Gladiator was like the first movie to do this. No, no. No one's ever the first, are they? It's never the first. Because this movie was also based on a book, which was also based on actual history. So it was really good. I don't even know what I would say about it, but it was like a movie. And I just love that sometimes, just like a good like movie. So, yeah, that was good. So I would recommend it. Um oh, so we were out eating the other day at Rick's, and if you don't know what Rick's is, I don't think it's not worldwide. I don't think it's national. It's not a national chain, is it? I don't know. But Rick's is like a barbecue place, but it's like a chain, so there are a lot of them, at least around the South. But I don't know if it's at all Rick's, but our Rick's, like the music is, it's so loud, first of all. Like, it's so loud. So I'm distracted by just the music playing. I can't have a conversation with anyone. Second of all, it's like songs from like the 60s too, and then like probably 60s to the 90s, but we're not passing 2000 in this Rick's. We are not passing the year 2000. I said I went to the year 2000. But that got me thinking, like, that is the place where I have used Shazam the most, that app where it like tells you what the song is, because I'm like, what are these songs? Like, they're good songs, but most of them are songs I've never heard of because I have a very narrow music taste. I think I listen to like pretty basic like new stuff usually. So I'll turn on that Shazam, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, and then I never listen to it again. But I was thinking about like different fast food restaurants and like what kind of music they play in said fast food restaurants. And my favorite music at a fast food restaurant that I've witnessed is at Wendy's. Their mixture of music that they play there is so good. They'll go from like Alanis Morissette to like Maroon 5 to like Coldplay, but it'll be like good, like just bops. Hold on. Like Backstreet Boys. Like, it's the perfect mixture in my opinion. It may be because of my age, but I was like, I think especially at like stores like Belk and stuff like that, they have a set playlist that they like send around to all the stores, so it's like the same in all the stores. I bet it's like that in these, but they play some bops. And in Kohl's, so whoever is the musical talent, I will call you a talent, the connoisseur of music that picks the playlist or makes the playlist, thank you. They're playing like deep cut, like Nile Horn, like One Direction music there. And sometimes it's like old like Disney Channel music. And I'm like, whoa, I'm going to stay in here. Like, that actually subconsciously, we're all being subconscious today, I guess. I've used that word like 4 times. subconsciously I'm like, oh, I want to shop here more. Like, I want to come here more. Like Cheetah Girls. I feel like they played a Cheetah Girls song at one point, and it's beautiful. That is the one thing about, like, if you're working in a store, I've heard, like, people that have worked in, like, retail, they, during Christmas, it is just, like, they're not okay. They're not doing okay because of the endless loop of Christmas music, because there's only so much Christmas music that you can bear as a person. At least for me. Maybe I should just speak for myself, but I feel like that is a common thing. Like, that's why Christmas time, like Christmas holiday season, is like such a small time out of the year, because if you're listening to Christmas music year round, it's too much for me to bear. It's really too much for me to bear. And I don't know, like, just listening to it for like 8 hours straight, just hearing like, you're here, where should be, like, I can't do it. But I would rather have a place with like loud, just like so loud music than silent. Y'all know those stores / restaurants with no music. Now, I feel like there are some places where it's fine that there's no music, but most places you want just a little low, like, hum of music playing. No. We went to this restaurant, it was like out in the middle of like the Amish country, which is probably part of the reason why, but it wasn't like the Amish weren't working there. It was like other people working there, but I think the Amish make like the sauces and stuff, and it's like in the middle of the Amish country. And so we went in there to eat, and there was no one there. There was no one in there. And we were the only ones in there, and it was dead silent. I would rather music be just blasting, like people just chattering. Like, I would rather have like a packed house and it just be so loud than it be silent. So we were the only ones in there, and it's like this small place. And you could hear every little tap of your shoe walking in. And the food was so good, though. So that, like, evened it out. But, like, maybe they told them, do not play music in here, because I don't think the Amish would have appreciated that. Maybe. I don't know. But stuff that people say is like overstimulating or whatever, because people use that word a lot now, and there are things that like do overstimulate me, but honestly it's kind of the opposite, where I'm like, I love being in a place where there are lots of people like having fun, like chattering, music playing. Like, I do love that to a certain extent. Of course, like I will come back to my home at the end of the night and be so happy. But for like little periods of time, like a few hours at a time, like I will thrive in that situation. And I think people don't talk about that being like something that introverts like, because say in that situation, like where you're at the food place, everyone turns and looks at you. You're the only ones eating in there. They're like watching you eat. They weren't watching us eat, but like sometimes they will like watch you eat. You're kind of, the spotlight is kind of on you. But when people are having their own conversations, doing their own thing, there's music playing, you can just kind of blend in. And if there's one thing I love, it's blending in. I love blending in. Like, that's why I don't mind going to concerts by myself. I haven't done that in a while, but I don't mind going to concerts by myself. I kind of like thrive in that situation because like no one's looking at me. I'm here with a big group of people. It's loud. It's fun. You know, I'm fun. I'm a fun mom. So, yeah. So, please play music in your business. Please, please. So, I started using a couple of Rhode products. So I got a couple Rhode products for Christmas because I hadn't tried any of it. And I was like, every girly is loving this Rhode stuff. So I got the Barrier Butter, which is like a moisturizer. And I got one of the little pocket blushes, I think is what they're called. And I love it. Like, I'm one of those people that I'm like, I'm just going to stick with what I have. Like, this is just a trend or whatever. And there are a lot of things that are like just trends, but this, it's worth the hype. It's worth the hype. The Barrier Butter is like thick. It's like luxurious. Like, I look like my face is like greasy before I go to bed, and that's what I absolutely love. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. And I just tried the blush for the first time today, and I feel like I need to like blend it a little more. I've got to figure out how to use it because it's one of those that's like solid, and like you have to figure out how to blend it out. It's a little bit different than like a powder, and I've been using powder, so I got to get used to that. But it's a really pretty color. It's the freckle color. I think that's like the most popular one. But I try to figure out, I got this new foundation because I felt like the other foundation that I was using was like a tad bit too dark for me, especially in the winter. And so I got a new foundation, and it's basically the same, but in a lighter color, but it's like flaking off my skin, and that is one of my least favorite things. And it's like flaking off. So now I have to figure out if it's the foundation or if it's the moisturizer. I think it's the new foundation. This is like the never-ending cycle of like being a girl and like wearing makeup and stuff, is that like if you try something new, there is a chance that it's not going to mix well with stuff you already have. So you have to decide, do I need to switch this out? Do I need to switch out foundation? Do I need to switch out concealer? Do I need to switch out this, that? And it's like a never ending, like you have to find the perfect match because certain things like don't mix well together. Like certain products. So it's like, it's hard work, you know. Hard work being a girl. But Haley was right. She was right. I do want to try like the face wash. It's like pineapple scented, and I'm like, whoa, that's fun. I saw the girls getting like PR for it, and it was like inside like a bath bomb, and so they would put it under the water. So fun. So I really like Rhode. So I'm just like, I'm not different from the other girls. I'm just like all the other girls, and that's good. That's okay. So I did this. I did this thing. Nick Jonas, that one video where he's like, so I did a thing. And he like bought a cake, and he's like, so I did a thing. I can't. It was a few months ago, and I just decided I'm not gonna go on social media for a week. I can't remember the last time I did that. Probably since I like got any social media. I don't think I've ever like gone a whole week without going on it. So I did it, and I actually filmed it for a YouTube video, but I never ended up posting it because I just didn't think it was very good. But there were things that I got from it that I think were useful for me to know. So my rule was, like, I didn't even tell anyone I was going to do this. Like, it was some big thing. But, like, I just told myself, I was like, I'm just not going to go on it. So it was like exactly a week too. It was like midnight and I was like, TikTok, Instagram, like it was a lot. So, it ended up being this week where I was like the most busy that I have been. Like, that's the most busy I've been in since then. So it was actually a good week that I picked. I didn't even mean to pick that week, but I had not been that busy since then. Or I have since not been that busy. So it kind of helped to like distract me. And it was like the main thing that I like got from it, or that I like noticed a difference in, was that my mind was quieter. Because I didn't realize it until I did this, but my mind was just like kind of more, I don't want to say it was like anxiety, but it was more like I was just thinking about a million things at once. I think because I was taking in so many different things, like so many just videos and everything, and just taking in all of this, and like sounds and things. And so my mind just kind of like, it was like silent. Because before then, there would be some kind of like song I heard, or like something someone said on some kind of social media would just be in the back of my mind. And so that was nice. It did I think it did lower my just like anxiety. I would say I don't think I have anxiety, but it was some very low level of something like that, like a speck of it, that I think it kind of went away. So, and then there are the basic things that, everyone says, that it's like, it's just good for you to not be seeing so many people. Like, we were never meant to see this many people, doing stuff. And I kind of already got into some of that, but it made me think about myself and why I post things. And it made me think about like why, or not even just me, but like why do people post things on the internet? And people, different people have different reasons, but it made me really like reevaluate, why am I posting stuff online? Like what is let's get down to the root of the reason why I'm posting. And I did think about like, why do these certain people like post these certain things? And it doesn't really matter why these people are posting stuff. So, because some people like post it for the wrong reasons, like to make themselves look better to people, and to make other people jealous of them, or to just like show off a part of their life. And it's a very like, no one can know why someone else is posting something. So I don't even want to like think about why other people post stuff. You can kind of guess though. Like, you can kind of get the vibe of why some people post things. But it made me think about myself and like how I want other people to feel about what I post, and like how ways that I don't want to be perceived, that I have felt from other people posting that made me not feel great. like things that I've gotten from the other things that I've seen people post is like they make me feel inferior in like many different ways. Um like I don't know, just like I'm inferior a lot of it. And like I feel like a lot of it what came from like Facebook. I deleted Facebook off my phone. Like I still currently have Facebook deleted off my phone because it's like it's a lot on there. Um because it's not because like I think I'm better than anyone on Facebook or that I think anything like that. It's that a lot of the people that I'm still friends with on Facebook are people that I knew years ago that are most of them are on a different path in life than me, and one is not better than the other. And it made me start to think that I need to be, oh, I'm on the wrong path. Like, what am I doing wrong? Like, I'm seeing these people posting these things. Like, of course, it's like, marriage proposals, babies, stuff like that, buying a house, like that kind of stuff, which are things that I want, but I'm not on that specific path that they're on right now. And that's okay. And no one's better than the other one, but it did make me kind of lose my sight on what's really important and what I want to do with my life. And it made me think like, oh, I'm behind, or I don't know if that makes any sense, but like it did make me feel inferior. So then I was thinking about myself and I'm like, I hope that what I'm posting does not make people think less of themselves. And so I don't know. I think if you consciously are thinking that and you're not like, someone's going to see this and they're going to be so jealous, post, then I think people can kind of tell that you're not doing it to show off anything or to like make people feel worse about themselves. So that did like kind of make me think about that a lot. So yeah, like videos, like aesthetic videos, people that post like super aesthetic videos that are like the perfect angle, the perfect, clean place. I think there's a place for those. And like they're fun to watch, but if you're watching that too much and then you start to think about yourself being like, oh, my kitchen is not this clean, or like I don't have this cool lighting in my house, or like I don't have these cute decorations and stuff. If you start to think that way, it can be bad, but sometimes it comes from your own insecurities, but then sometimes it comes from the other person, and you just kind of have to like stop watching that kind of stuff, or just tell yourself like this is all like set up, and they're probably not even this organized as they're making it look, So it's like a very fine balance, I think, for what to post and what not to post. Because I do see things that, people posting stuff like that's exciting for them, like announcements and stuff. And I'm like, I want people to be happy for me too when something happens to me, like when something exciting happens. But I don't want to post it for the reason of like, oh, they're gonna be jealous of this, like watch out, post. But it's coming from like a good place. And I think you have to be like okay with yourself when you're just kind of at this, like, I don't really have things that I'm like posting that I'm like I don't post announcements. Like, I don't really have announcements. So you have to be like okay with yourself in those moments where it's just kind of like, I wouldn't say it's a lull. It's like just like a peaceful time, I guess, just kind of going with the flow a little bit. You have to be okay with those times and be okay with yourself to then go on to when you are then at a point where you're ready to like announce something or something exciting happens. Then it's not like this, like, oh, now I'll show them or something like that. You just kind of have to stay even, like, with yourself, if that makes sense. I don't know. We got too into that. But, oh, the last thing I'll say about that is, like, with posting and stuff, and something that I have realized, I guess this all just comes back to TikTok, just TikTok bringing these crises. But I was kind of like against playing the game a little bit. There is kind of like there is a system to like posting something, especially if it's your job. And I, for a long time, and there still is a part of me that has been like against the system. Like, there are certain things that I'm like, I'm not doing that, because it's just, you don't want to take advantage of people that watch you or anything like that. But there is a part of you that, you know, like when TikTok became a thing, I was like, I'm not going on there. I'm not doing it. But there is a part of you that's like, you got to kind of like just go with what's popping right now, if that's the right word. And I thought of an example that I was like, wow, this is just a great illustration for this. But it was like in elementary school. We had like this Halloween costume contest, and hold on. And I knew from years past that they liked certain types of costumes that were like, it was not like the best costume, it was the most like creative, and they liked homemade costumes. So I was like, okay, if I want to win this, then I need to do something creative and like do something homemade. So I dressed up like a latte, and I put like, I'm a latte fun on the front. And I was like, this is like so cute. Like, this is so good. I'm going to win. Like, I knew I was going to, like, I was like, I have hacked the system. But it was still true to me. I think that's the main part, is that like, you can kind of like, you need to like, you got to figure out how the system works with whatever it is you're doing, really. But as long as you're staying true to yourself and still like kind of hacking the system in a way, then I think that's how you succeed. So with that, like, I was like, I love coffee. Like, I've always loved like lattes and coffee and all that stuff. And like, I love craft stuff. So it was true to me. But at the same time, I was like, this is how I'm going to win. Like, this is my key to success here. And I won, you know. And, yeah. So, the moral of the story is, be a latte fun, girls and guys. Anyway, this episode was a little deeper, I guess. I guess the TikTok impending possible doom is making me think a lot more, when it's really not that deep, honestly. But anyway, I will talk to you guys next week. Hope you have a good week. All right, bye.